was just like a boxing overload over the weekend, man. So no time to waste. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's bring in El Gran Chingon, El Mero Mero One, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, what's going on, 8A? ¿Sabes qué? We need to put some more oldies. Even during the show, play some good oldies and the beginning, because you know what? That's who we are, man. We love that music. You know what I mean? Maybe we could work on that a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great music, man.
Let's see if we could work on
It
that.
is
Well, saludos
beautiful.
to Anthony,
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
Andrew. Órale, there's this guy, man, Mark Anthony. ¿Qué ole, Mark? How you doing, brother? He made me aware that there's some fights tonight. There is actually some fights tonight on the zone. Medina versus Curiel, and you got Garcia versus Guerrero. So I'll be tuning into that. I'll be watching them a little bit in the background, but all right. But David, we had so much boxing over the weekend, brother. I'm not even really sure where to start. I guess I'll just start with the toupee that came off
Yeah,
of Jarrell Big Baby Miller. This was his comeback fight, David. He looked fat. He looked slow. He won the fight. The toupee coming off is what stole the show for that fight, at least. Um, what's your thoughts of just the whole situation and him? He's 36. He's an American heavyweight. At one point, David, at one point, he was going to fight Anthony Joshua a few years back, and then he tested positive. So that fight never happened. But, you know, every time this guy's building up, he always came back down. You know, now he's gaining popularity because of the toupee. But his performance in the ring, David, he just looked like a fat slob, man. What was your thoughts?
dude, he's done, Ed. He's always been a cheater, and every cheater's a pumpkin eater. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Dude, I mean, how many times has he tested positive? You know what I mean? For steroids. He's a fat cheater. I mean, hey, what's going on, Anthony? No, today I'm drinking diet A and W root beer, brothers. Zero sugar today. Hey, but you know what? He needs to retire, man. I don't want to see him fight. I mean, his last fight prior to this one was against Reese, right? He fought Reese. Was it Reese that he fought
Um, re-
before this one?
I don't. Are you talking about Andy Ruiz?
Andy Reese. Did he fight Andy Reese before this one?
I don't think so. No,
No. Who did he fight
no, no,
before
no,
this
no.
one? Baby Miller. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I don't. I
Fought
don't know who he.
somebody. Yeah,
He did fight Andy
he
Ruiz.
did, right? And it was a draw, or I think they just gave it. I think it was a draw
Gosh, how come I'm not remembering that fight?
because it was nothing. They're both done.
Okay, okay,
I mean,
gosh, man,
especially, I mean, we were all
I'm
big
that
fans
fight.
of Reese, and I mean, once again, they're done. You know?
Okay, it's saying
Yeah,
Andy
Andy
broke
Reese.
his hand. Okay, I don't know why. I cannot remember that fight.
It was a draw, and
Okay,
it was August the 3rd of 2024.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it now. But there's not a lot of boxing this weekend. There's some boxing, not a lot. I'll probably go back and rewatch that fight because I really don't remember that fight.
Yeah.
But uh, you know, look, he was on a Breakfast Club, which is some popular show and everything. Because he's gained popularity because of the toupee falling off, right?
Yeah.
First of all, David. Okay, so I want to talk about the toupee thing. Why is this about putting a toupee on his head? Wouldn't you just shave your head? He gave the
Yeah. Look,
he
look.
gave the explanation.
Yeah.
He gave the explanation. I forgot the entire explanation, but something that his hair was falling off and everything like that. So he got to dog. If your hair is falling off, Holmes, just get a razor and just shave the rest off. It doesn't that make sense, David?
And when my hair started falling off, a lot of people came, hey, you know what? Try this black spray. Hey man, try this toupee. Try go get plugs. You know what I did, man? You know what, God? Let me help you out. I mean, because I started losing it at probably about 35, 36. I go,
Mm.
let me help you out. Took the razor off, boom, it's gone. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is. This guy's living in denial. Once again, he's a cheater. How many times has he tested positive? Hey, by the way, who's Mark Anthony?
Mark Anthony, that's Mark from PYP
Are
with
you
the
kidding me, really? And he's saying that Reese and Miller was a classic? Dude,
I,
really? Come on, brother. You know what? He must be bien grifo, cabrón. He's probably smoking his weed. I mean, that's a classic. Really, Mark? Come on, brother. You're the best guy that interviews people, man. For you to say that's a classic, you're killing me, brother.
from Texas, from Texas. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
look, yeah. I look. He's done. I mean, he's got a good personality. Is but it is. I was a fan of his, David. Once upon a time, I was a fan of his. I was just like, oh yeah. And when he was gonna fight Anthony Joshua, I was thinking like, man, I was really looking forward to this fight. They didn't test positive. They
yeah.
didn't test positive again. And yeah, and now I'm just kind of, and then just seeing this last few performances, especially this last one, I'm like, this guy's just fat, sloppy. He's got
He is.
no
Yeah.
conditioning.
Yeah.
Did he even really win the fight? I don't know. I guess, but that was it. And then just trying to put a toupee, and it's not just living in denial. It's okay. You're going into a fight. Just shave the head. Put the toupee on after.
Yeah.
Put the toupee on after. But nonetheless, he threw the toupee out there, the wig, whatever, landed by Fabio Wardley. I don't know. People are trying to make something of that now. I think Wardley will put hands on Miller. I think he would put hands on Miller, man. So, uh, David, let's move on. Shushu Carrington, David scores a ninth round stoppage against Carlos Castro, which was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
You and Mikey were saying that, hey, Castro's no punk. And no, Castro was in this fight, David. He was in this fight, but it was pretty apparent to me that I was just kind of thinking like Castro's tough, but Shushu, I think he got this, man. And he scored the knockdown. I'm sorry, the knockout. How'd you see this fight, David?
You know what? I was surprised. I'm not a big fan of Shushu Carrington. He talks a lot, has a big mouth, but I think you know what? He could back it up. I
Mm,
think he could back it up. Right now, we talk about Ball, we talk about Figueroa. That'd be a good fight for him. They're saying they want to give him Divino Espinosa. I don't think he's ready, but I like this kid. You know what? I think he can back up the talk. He's good. I mean, he's not Shakur, he's not Crawford, but he's good. I like him.
when I think about the guys at 126, and we have a fight tomorrow at 126, which I think is going to be a good one. We'll get to that one. But Um, I think Shushu, I'm not saying I favor him against all the top dogs, but I think he could give everybody a run for their money.
I
He's
agree.
still,
I
yeah,
agree.
he's got skills, he's got speed, he's got some slickness. I'm with you. He's not like a Shakur or something like that, but what I saw from him, and I've been watching him. I've been watching him. I'm like, okay, every time he's getting a little bit better. He's getting a little bit better. He's getting a little bit better. And look, I thought he went in there and did what he was supposed to do. He scores the ninth round knockout stoppage, and let's see what happens. What do you want to see from him next, David?
I want to see him fight the winner of Figueroa and Ball. That would be. I don't think he's ready for the Vino Espinosa. I do not think he's ready. I'd like to see him fight the other champions.
Mm,
Why not? Let's see him fight those guys. And as a
okay,
matter of fact, you know who they're talking about. And well, I just heard Robert Garcia and them talking. They'd like to feed him to what's his name? Chop Chop. They like
okay,
to feed him to Chop Chop. And you know what? Chop Chop, he's a real deal, man. He's a real deal. Robert's
okay.
actually saying that he's the next Bam Rodriguez. So I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's see what happens with that. I don't think they'll pull him in there with Chop
I was
Chop.
still young. Yeah,
Um, but I do like him facing the winner of tomorrow's fight. That
yeah.
I do like that. All right, so let's move on, David, to Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. Okay, There's a little controversy, at least for me, in this one. Okay. Clearly, Keyshawn to me was winning the fight. I think Ortiz had his moments early in the fight, but as the fight went on, David, I thought Keyshawn was winning the fight. I don't think they should have stopped it. There was 11 seconds left. He goes down, and veteran referee Thomas Taylor waved it off. I don't think he should have waved it off, David. But how did
What
you
round
see this
was it?
fight?
What round was it? 12th
It was,
round, right?
yeah, it was a 12th
It was
round.
a 12th round. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How did you see this fight, David? And what do you think about the stoppage?
You know what? I'm glad they stopped it. You know what? Give this guy some props. And he was beating the crap out of this guy. And you know
Mm,
what? I think I had the fight. I think I had it 9-3. You know what I
okay.
mean? I mean, I had Keyshawn. I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan. I used to be a fan, but when he pulled all these little charades last time with his brothers and then beating up the guy, dude, I just got tired of watching him, hearing him. But he's the real deal too, man. I like him, but I don't like him at 140. I want to see him go to 147. And I would love to see him fight. Actually, you know what? Anybody at 147. He can't fight at 140 because his best friend Shakur is at 140 and they're never going to fight. You know what I mean? So have this kid. He has a body. He has the strength, man strength to go to 147. I think he'd be somebody that will make his mark at 147. I liked him. I didn't think that he was going to beat him as bad as he did because I was thinking that Jermaine was going to fight better. Was going to. I mean, I was this kid. I think he fought well, but I think that Davis, dude, I think he's just outfought him. Out his strength, his height, his I mean body. I mean, you could tell he was much stronger from the very beginning.
Yeah, and Jermaine Ortiz has been in there with Lomachenko. He's been in there with To. To me, and I'm with you, David. Keyshawn was dominating the fight. Maybe Ortiz had 3 rounds in the fight, and I agree with Dimitri. It looks better that it's a stoppage, right? Another knockout win for Keyshawn. There's 2 ways that you can look at this when it comes to, and I like referee Thomas Taylor. I like
Oh,
him. Okay.
me too. He's a real deal.
Yeah. So I do like him. There's 2 ways to look at this. One is okay, it's the final round. There's 10 seconds left. You didn't bother to count. You just waved it off. Sure, he was getting beat up, but you just waved it off. By the time he got back up, maybe there would have been 3 seconds. Who knows, right? You could look at it that way. You could also look at it that, hey, you know what? I'm just doing my job. I'm not looking at what round it is. I'm not looking at how much time there is left on the round. I'm not looking at any of that. When the guy goes down and he's been down already and he's been hurt, I'm taking the initiative to say he's had enough. I'm not thinking about how much time is left in the round. I'm not thinking about what round it is, whether it's the third round, whether it's the last round, whether there's 2.5 minutes or whether there's 1 second left. I am still in the mode of I got to step in and wave it off regardless of anything. So I understand both sides. I understand both sides. Do I really have a big issue that he stopped it? No, I don't have a big issue, but just all things considered, I was just like, nah, just let him get back up. He didn't say no mas. He goes down. He took a body shot. He goes down, and maybe he doesn't get back up. Maybe he doesn't get back up. But if a fighter goes down on a knee, at least in my opinion, David, the referee should count. That's what I'm saying. Now, if it were the 5th round, then I would say, yeah, maybe you can have the fight. If the fighter gets back up, take a look at him, and then say, you know what? Nah, man, you've had enough. I'm waving it off. I that's where I stand, David. Where do you stand on that?
You know what? I've met him several times
Right.
because he used to referee the Battle of the Badges, and
Mm,
I've interviewed him twice on my shows. If there's ever a guy that I have talked to that I have met, you're wrong, Sean Rain. I'll tell you why you're wrong on that one. and I'll tell you why he can't fight those guys too. Um, Dude, and he said, he goes, a lot of people are going to judge me if I stop a fight. He goes, I'm in the ring. The first thing I look at is at his mouth, and I look at those eyes. He goes, when I see those eyes, and then he explained it on both times that he's been on my shows, on my other the Gray Line. I think he was on
Mm.
Ash Wednesday too, or uh, the other one that I had. He was on there, and dude, for him to he never stopped fights. I've never seen him stop a fight. He is probably, to me, him and Ray Corona are probably the best referees right now in boxing. And for him to stop it, I was really surprised at, because I've never seen him stop a fight. As a matter of fact, and he and Ray Corona said it, but he said it first. He goes, the best compliment you could give me as a referee is that you don't know who the referee was. I'm
Right.
invisible. And you know what? And right now, when you mentioned it, you mentioned his name. I couldn't even remember he was there. But I mean, I couldn't remember that it was him that refereed the fight, because he's that good. And for him to stop it, Ed, I've never seen him stop it. A fight, especially with 10 seconds left, he saw something that we didn't see. Because he really, now that dude cares about the fighters. I mean, you could tell when you talk to this man. This man's not in there for the money. Because I mean, the dude, I think, is rich. I think he does this because of the love of the sport. Really loves the sport. He's a good man.
Yeah, and I do like him. He is one of my favorite referees, and I just want to make it clear: him stopping this fight does not change what I think about him as a referee. So like I said, how I give the example of the two sides. At this point, just all things considered, like does it really bother me? No, not really. But I was just like, come on, man, just start counting. Just start counting. If he gets up, look at him, check him out, and then wave it off. But I don't like just to wave it off right up. Now, if it's a shot to the head and the dude is, face down on the canvas, or he's facing up and his eyes are rolling back, okay, you don't need a count. Wave it off and get medical team in. But if he's down on the knee, I'm like, okay, start counting, have him get up, observe what's going on, look at his eyes, look at his mouth, do everything you got to do. If you see that he can't continue, then wave it off. But I still think he's a great referee. I think he's one of the best there is
Me
right
too.
now, definitely. So, with all that being said, what do you want to see next from Keyshawn, David, and answering what Shawana said here?
You know what? I can't see him go down to 135. I think
Okay,
he's too big. I think he outgrew 135. And to be honest with you, I'd like to see him stay at 140, but I don't think he will, because Shakur's going to stay at 140. So
right.
take him up to 145. And you know what? For him to, the only one that I don't think he's ever ducked anybody, he didn't make weight against De Los Santos. I think that would have been a damn good fight, but he didn't make weight. Did he do it on purpose? Maybe. So there, maybe when he said that that he runs, or what did he say about before this one? He said something about David should fight Hitchens. No,
He
no,
should fight
David's
Hitchens,
nothing
Mason, or
special. He'll
Austin.
never take a risk. He said he'll never take a risk, dude.
Yeah.
He took a risk fighting against Jermaine Ortiz. That was a risk. Jermaine Ortiz is a damn good fighter. I think he beat Teofimo. I think he beat Teofimo, but they gave it to Teofimo. I think Jermaine Ortiz is a very good fighter, right? As a matter of fact, I gave it 50-50. I didn't think it was going to be the shutout that it was. I did not see that.
I mean, look, Keyshawn said it himself. 140 is just a fast little pit stop for him.
Oh, he said that? I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, he said he's looking at 147.
Oh,
Be,
okay, good. Good.
before
Yeah.
this fight took place, which is his only fight so far at 140. Before
Yeah.
this fight took place, he was talking about going up to 147.
I
So
did not know that.
yeah, so unless there's some money for him to make, which I think there's more money at 147 for him. He was
Oh, yeah.
talking about going to 147. So yeah, I want to see him go up to 147 and fight whomever is there. Whomever. I mean, there's a lot of great matches you could make with Keyshawn Davis at 147. So definitely, I was I was somewhat impressed. Now, like you, David, do I like the guy? No, not really. I think he's a little bit of a dumbass. I think he's a little bit of a jackass. He's a little bit of a pendejo. Um, but what he does inside the ring, do I see something special? No, I don't see something special, but I think he's a good fighter. And I do like watching him fight. And I do think he can compete with some of the guys at 147. How far can he get? Well, I don't know, but I think he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Not great, but pretty damn good so far. So, let's see what happens with Keyshawn David. David, let's rewind a little bit and go outside of this card, and let's talk a little bit about Bakram Murtazaliev against
Yeah.
Josh Kelly.
Josh.
Okay. Look, I mean, I'm not sure how many people gave Josh Kelly a chance, right? He was undefeated Europe guy. Bakram Murtazaliev, you came down on him hard last week saying, like, why is this guy a monster? Why is this guy a monster, right? He's only really fought one guy that everybody was like, oh, man, maybe this guy is a monster. Look, David, I'm going to be real. Okay. I was very underwhelmed. I'm not so sure Kelly really won the fight. I'm not saying there was controversy. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm not convinced that he really won the fight. David, how did you see this fight?
Oh, Ed. I mean, he beat him. I mean, Bakrov, yes, there was a couple of times that he hit him, knocked him down, but they both had a 10-8 round. Even in the fourth round, he had a 10-8 round. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No, man. I mean, Kelly's probably the weakest champion right now at 154, without a doubt. He's the weakest. And we'll talk about what's his name, the Puerto Rican too. But Kelly just beat him by boxing him. This guy couldn't hit him, but when he hit him, he hit him. You know what I mean? I mean, even Kelly not only was not getting hit, but he was getting his two or three hits in per round. He was just too fast, and he just outboxed them. And that's just to show you, Ed, that just because he looked really good against Tim Tszyu was perfect for him. Tim Tszyu went right at him. And you know who I think would knock him out? Virgil Ortiz, because Virgil Ortiz can box, and Virgil Ortiz has power, and Virgil Ortiz can attack him when he's down. I'll tell you, Bakram is nothing for Virgil Ortiz, and I've always said that. The reason why I don't believe, sorry for this long answer, bro, but
No,
the reason why I don't believe Virgil Ortiz ever wanted to fight him was because of the rehydration
rehydration.
clause.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
if Virgil Ortiz would have been champion at WBC or WBA and then fought the IBA, whatever he was a champion at, he would not have the white hydration clause because I still think Virgil has a hard time staying at 154 for 24 hours. I think he pumps up. I don't think he could stay at that weight for 12 hours before the fight. So that's the only reason why.
Okay. Okay. I thought, and by the way, well, actually, let me go ahead and give this answer. Look, I thought he was the real boogeyman. The boogeyman doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to beat everybody. The boogeyman just means nobody's willing to fight you. Now, there could be other reasons for that, David. It could be he doesn't bring in a lot of money because he doesn't. It could be that he's IBF champion. And if you're not a champion, then you got to deal with the rehydration clause. So it could be those things, right?
Mhm.
I was thinking like, no, this he reminded me of like a smaller, better BF. And I'm like, man, this guy. But you're right, David. Look, I never went back to go see any of his other fights. So the only fight I had to test this guy out was what we saw with Tim Tszyu. And I was just like, ooh, man, this guy's a monster. But let me ask you this, David, and let me ask everybody in the chat. Did him sitting on his hands for well over a year, almost a year and a half, does that have anything to do with this performance? Because David, he didn't fight for well over a year, Garnat. Isn't there? And he's fighting an undefeated. I don't want to pump up Josh Kelly that much, but he's fighting an undefeated, hungry guy. Did that have anything to do with it?
And I wish we would have had Mikey. Today's a perfect event for Mikey because he's a boxing scientist. He breaks him down. I wish we would have had Mikey, but the little bit that I know that I've learned from Mikey, believe it or not, is that you know what? He's a European fighter, dude. All he has is a 1-2. His feet, they're literally full of sandbags. It's just a 1-2. I mean, not even a hook, not even. I mean, there was no style to his fight. That's why Cali looks so good. And I agree with you. I think Sean or somebody mentioned that Kelly is the Barrios of 154. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, I'm telling you, you know what? All these champions could have beat him, but you know what? Tim Tszyu had just got out of a beating. You know what I mean? He just got out of a beating, and I'm telling you, yeah, the loss that Kelly had was against Avanian. I think he even got knocked out. I mean, he looked terrible. But like
Yeah,
I said,
I
but
did.
like I said, you know what? So Tim Tszyu was perfect for him that night, just that night. Even today, he's perfect for him. But you put a good boxer with him, and I'm throwing Virgil because he's my favorite fighter. Dude, Virgil will beat him. Even you know who could beat him? That kid. What's his name? The one from Puerto Rico. We're going to talk about his fight too.
Sanders Zayas?
Yeah, Sanders Sayas would beat him. Oh, without a doubt, he will knock him out. But you know what? He'd have a hard time hitting Sanders Sayas. Dude,
Oh,
he's not a boxer. He is a brawler, and a boxer will always beat a guy like him.
okay. Look,
Kelly did it. Kelly's a nobody. He did it. Kelly is a nobody.
Okay. Oh well. Okay. All right. Yeah. You know what? Kelly did have a loss. Yeah. I said
Yeah.
he was undefeated, but no. Yeah, he does have a loss. What's up, Pete Town?
Hey,
Okay. Look. So somebody said that Bakram looked dry. He did look dry. Maybe Bakram just needs to move up to 160. But that could be it. He was on the shelf for, like I said, almost a year and a half.
and before that, Ed, who was he? Before that,
Look, I mean,
I
he
had
was.
never heard of him. I had never heard of him.
I agree, David. I agree. He was just the guy that tore up Tim Tszyu. That's all that everybody knows about him. I never went back to go watch any of his other fights. I still think that he's dangerous. I still
Oh, he
think
is
that
dangerous. He is.
yeah,
One punch danger. Yeah.
yeah. And look, is he a great boxer? No, I don't think he's a great boxer. But look, Arthur Beterbiev, how many tricks does that guy have? He's not some sort of slick boxer or anything like that. He's just a tough dude. You can't keep that guy off of you. And when he hits with power, even though it doesn't look like it. But I'm gonna say either the weight's no good for him anymore, or there was some rust. I think all that stuff is true, but I think Josh Kelly
Or he got
and
exposed.
well, look, the
It's
knockdown.
the first time this is the second fight that us Americans
Very
or
true.
Mexican
Yeah.
Americans have seen him. This is the
Okay.
only two fights.
Yeah, you're
He
true.
got
Yeah, no, that's
exposed.
right. That's true. That's true. That's true. I agree with that. No, you're right about that, David. Maybe that was just some sort of one hit wonder that Tim Tszyu couldn't just show up for, whatever it may be. But I still think Bakram, I still think he's a tough dude. Now, him
He is.
losing the strap,
Yes.
him losing the title, David, I think that's it, man. I don't really know. I think he has to move on. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody fights him at 154 anymore. He doesn't bring any money.
He doesn't bring no money. Exactly.
So, I
You know
mean,
what? You know what he
and
should
he's
do?
not, he's not a champion. So that's it.
He should go to Sufa.
I
That's where he should
exactly.
go. He should go to
Yeah.
Sufa.
Yes.
Sufa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Become
Yeah.
a champion there for the ring belt or the Sufa belt.
Yeah. I look, the only reason why I say I'm not so sure Josh Kelly won that fight is because Bakram was the champion. Now, I don't want to live on this island where it's like, hey, man, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. You got to take it from him. Look, if you win the fight, you win the fight. I don't know if Josh Kelly really did enough to beat the champion. To me, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. And then knockdown. Both of them got knocked down, right? But the knockdown that Kelly scored on Bakram Bakram, and a knockdown's a knockdown. I mean, if you have your feet squared up, that's on you. Oh well, it's a knockdown. But he didn't hurt Bakram. Bakram was just off balance. And that's not Kelly's fault. Hey, that's Bakram's fault. If you were off balance and the opponent lands a punch, that's a knockdown. But I never saw Bakram hurt on that knockdown, man. Everything went wrong for Bakram, in my opinion, David. And the bad thing about it for him, is that he's got no fan base. He brings no money, and he's not a champion anymore. So there's nothing there for anybody to go fight this dude. So I'm with you. I think the only way he should be, I think he should go to Zuffa.
Zuffa.
Ain't nobody gonna fight him.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna fight him. So what do you want to see from Josh Kelly now, David? Because from Bakram, there's things I want to see from Bakram, but it's not gonna happen, David. It's not gonna happen. So, but Josh Kelly, he is a champion. What do you want to see from him?
Every one of those Russians, Virgil Ortiz, every one of the top 5 guys, top 10 guys in America at 154 will beat him. So you know what? He's there for the taking. And I think what's probably going to happen, Sanders Sayas is going to fight him. So now he'll be a three belt champion. I think they're probably going to give Sanders Sayas. Not Sanders Sayas, to Sayas. Is it Sanders Sayas?
Xander Zayas, yeah. The Boricua.
Yes. Boricua. They're going to probably give to him, and we'll talk about his fight too.
Yeah, P-Town is saying, do you think he just had a bad night?
No, I think he got exposed. I mean, Ed, don't get me wrong. He's a chingon. He hits you, he's going to hurt you. But a boxer will always beat him. A true boxer will beat him. If that boxer gets hit, he's taking him out. He is very strong. He is, but he's not a boxer.
I'll go back to doing yoga. Come on. If I had it my way, I would love to see Bakram back in the ring against all the top guys at 154.
Me too. I would love to see him against all the top guys.
If he can still make the weight. Again, he was sitting on his hands for about a year and a half. So there's some rust there. Not quite a year and a half, less than that, but almost a year and a half. So there was definitely some rust right there. Maybe he figured out, you know what, this 154 thing just ain't for me. I got to move to 160. But again, he brings no money. He's not a big name. He's not a champion anymore. Ain't nobody going to fight this dude, man. Just go to Zuffa and see what they can do for you over there. So, but I like Bakram. I'd rather want to see Bakram Murtazaliev's fight than Josh Kelly's fight.
Oh, me too. Honestly. Me too, yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah, I would. So, we'll see. We'll see what's up with that. Hey, David. Before we get into the whole Tio and Xander's fight, let's go ahead and let's talk about Sunday, man, and Zuffa. The three fights that happened right there. Now there were some prelim fights that were going on. I kind of glanced at them. I was watching it kind of in the background while I was doing something, but the 3 fights with Volzdik and this guy Hot Rod. I never knew who this Hot Rod dude was. David, that was a badass fight, man. I really enjoyed that fight. I thought Volzdik had this Hot Rod dude beat. He dropped him twice. He had him hurt. And this guy comes back and knocks out Volzdik. David, did you watch this fight?
You know what? The only fight that I watched was Valenzuela. That's the only one. I didn't watch the other 2 fights.
Okay. That it was a good fight. I'm interested in this Hot Rod dude. He got dropped twice in this fight by Volzdik, and he comes back to beat Volzdik by knockout, by KO. And it's one thing that I want to keep on throwing out there. Had Volzdik stayed down and try to get his feet under him. That's why I bring up fighters like Tyson Fury, who's coming out of retirement, by the way. When he gets dropped, he stays down. He stays down, make sure, okay, I'm recovering. Because Volzdik, when he got dropped when he got dropped, right? Was it the second time? Yeah, the second time. He pops right back up, David, and he doesn't have his feet under him. He's dancing all over the place. The referee waves it off. But had he stayed on a knee and just made eye contact with the ref, like, okay, all right, I'm looking at your count. I'm good. I'm good. Let me try to get my feet under me. I think the fight probably would continue, but he lost. So I mean, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. The Boacek fight against that other dude he fought, that was a, I mean, that was a close fight itself. I'm not sure Boacek really won that fight. I don't know. The Boacek. We'll move on to the Valenzuela fight, but I just want to say this about Boacek. After Virgil Ortiz, David,
Yes.
I have not seen the same Boacek.
And you know what? Mandrobov either. After Virgil Ortiz, Mandrobov has not. You know what? Virgil is that guy. He hurts these guys. Those two guys have not been the same, man, after Virgil Ortiz. And you know what? We all look at Virgil knocking him out, but dude, the way he hits like a mule, and not because he's my favorite fighter, but I'm telling you, this kid, he's the real deal. Madrimov has not been the same, and Boacek has not been the same after being in the ring with Virgil. And we heard that a lot when people fought Chavez. I don't know if you remember. A lot of the
Mm.
fighters that Chavez fought were never the same because he would always break down the body. So I agree with you. He has not been the same after Virgil.
Yeah, I mean, the Boacek, he won the fight. Yeah, I guess he won, but it was an exciting fight. Don't get me wrong.
Was
I
it?
just
Was it a good fight?
Yeah, it was a good fight, but I was just kind of like, man, you know what, Boacek, like, yeah, man, you getting stopped by Adams, who stopped you before, so maybe he's just your kryptonite. But now you got this guy, and it was a good back and forth fight. But I'm just like, man, what happened to the Boacek, man, that I saw against Virgil Ortiz, who I believe he beat Virgil, but they gave it to Virgil. So, hey, Demetro, you know what? I just think dudes get dropped, and it's just their instinct just to get up. I think you really got to be in control of your surroundings to say, like, okay, because I'm with you, man. That's why I do give Tyson Fury that props, because if you get dropped, it doesn't matter how fast you get right back up. It's a you still got dropped. They're still gonna score it as you got dropped. So you could come back and win the round, and it could be like a 9-8 round. But doesn't matter if you get right back up in a fraction of a second, or if you take a full 9.5 count, second count to get up. It's still a knockdown. So that's why I said when I saw Voracek just pop right back up, I'm like, had he just stayed down for a little bit longer and try to get his wits, I think the fight could have continued, and maybe he could have came back to win. I'm not really sure. Hot Rod was started putting it to him by that point. But David, all right, so let's get to the Torres and the Rayo fight. David, how did you see this fight, brother? It was the main event on Zuffa.
You know what? I told you guys, Torres is the real deal, man. You know what? Torres is the real deal, but yet so is Rayo. So is Rayo. But that was a good fight. Now, if the other two fight was as good as that, Sufa's doing wonderful. If the other
Mm.
two fights was as good as that, was a great fight, man. I enjoyed it because I remember when he was on PMP, and Mark interviewed him, and Mark loves this kid Torres. I think they
Mm.
call him Asabache, and I think an Asabache is a raccoon, right, if I believe. That's why they call him Asabache. Dude, he's a real deal. I want to see that kid fight again, even though he's what 19-2 now, because he
Yeah.
lost. Yeah, against Murataya he lost. But dude, that was a good fight. I liked it.
It was a good fight. Um, Rayo, what we talked about last week, Rayo is, I didn't see him really reach another level. He's a tough dude. He's a tough guy. I think Rayo, where you see him at now, I think that's his level, David.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I, I,
without a doubt.
I think that's it. I see him. He wants the Shakur fight. I'm like,
No,
no,
no.
no, man, no, no, no. I think that's where he's at. So be in fights like this, be entertaining. People will pay to watch. Why? Because it's entertaining. You know, I'm with you. Look, the first Zuffa card, it was a little bit lackluster because nobody really knew who these guys were, right? And it was just like, okay, just tune in. People are just tuning in just to kind of get. Now there is a Zuffa channel. I sent it to you guys that you can actually get to learn who some of these fighters are. You know, they tell a little bit of their backstory. It's on YouTube. You get a little bit of the backstory. And it's like, okay, cool. All right, I kind of like this dude. Oh, this guy's from here. All right, maybe I think that helps a little bit, right? But these three fights that happened on Sunday, David, I thought that should have been the opening party for Zuffa because those three fights were really damn good, man. And it had a little bit more star power. Not that these guys are superstars because they're not, but it had a little bit more star power. And it was fun, man. It was fun. I
And
bravo.
especially Sunday night. And now with no football, dude, I love to watch it Sunday night.
I,
Remind me Saturday night sports. Yeah. Or
I
Tuesday.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. It was fun. All right, David, let's go ahead and let's move on to Xander Zayas being in there against Abbas Baru out in Puerto Rico in the island. How did you make this fight, David? I'd never seen Abbas Baru. I just heard about him. People were saying that, hey, this guy's the real deal. Don't sleep on Abbas Baru. He's a champion for a reason. How did you make this fight, David?
Hey, Ed, before I forget, I think Sean just said Rayo has took the long road to glory, fellas. That's for sure. I don't know if you know this, but they interviewed Robert after that fight. They go, Robert, why didn't you train him? Did you hear what Robert said? Robert Garcia? You didn't hear what he said?
No, no.
He says the reason why I didn't train him because he was afraid to come train with me because he doesn't have papers.
Really?
That's what he said, bro. And I'm thinking, you know what? He probably because I guess he's training in Washington, and
Okay.
Washington's one of those states or where he's living at that are
Uh,
sanctuary states where ICE doesn't go in. So I'm
yeah.
thinking he didn't fly because if he doesn't have papers, he probably drove. And now that Robert said that, next time he fights, it's gonna be like when what's the name Chavez fight.
Uh,
ICE is gonna be waiting for him at the by the ring, bro. I'm serious. I mean, I didn't
wow.
know that, and
I
Robert
didn't
said
know
it,
that either.
and neither did I. Robert
Wow.
said it, man. He didn't have papers. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
I think
Okay.
ICE. We're gonna be hearing Rayo getting shipped back to Mexico. I think ICE is probably gonna go after him.
Okay.
These Spence, I just want to throw that in.
No, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
In
That
the
that's
school, heard that too. Yeah.
yeah, that's some good info. What's up, party familia? No, that's some good info. So how did you make the fight against Abbas Baru and Xander Zayas from the island of Puerto Rico?
You know what? He was supposed to win. It
Okay.
was he was supposed to win. He was supposed to win. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he didn't knock him out because once again, he doesn't have that knockout power.
He
He
does not.
looked good because he fought against somebody that is probably C level, not even B level. This Basbaru. He's not. I mean, fight the real McCoys and then tell me who he is. But you know what? I like Sayas. He's a good kid. I like the way he talks in Spanish. I love the way he talks from his heart to his people. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Uh, I like him, man. I like him. I just hope he stays away from Virgil. I so hope. I was gonna say Boacek and all these guys. Uh, he needs to stay away from Virgil, from Fedora. Needs to stay away from Fedora. I think those are the only two. And you know what? Maybe Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis. Those are the only three that he needs to stay away from. I believe everybody else. I think he could beat him. He's not gonna have a hard time. But with these three, I don't think he'll beat him.
Um, it was clear pretty darn fast that he had much more skills than Abbas Baru. Um, Abbas Baru was, trying to be aggressive and come forward, and Xander Zayas, he's got some pretty decent boxing skills. He's not a boring guy to watch, but he's also not that exciting. and he doesn't have power. I mean, the guy does not possess power like that. So, um, it was fun. It was fun. I think you know what made it even a little bit more fun to watch, and my son pointed this out because my both of my sons came over to watch the fights, and we're kind of going back and forth. I got a few TVs in my living room. That's right. I live like a king, Holmes. If hey man, hey, you got to treat yourself like a king, right?
That's right.
So we would go from the different audios, and my youngest son, he's all like, man, I don't know if the fights in Puerto Rico are better, but they make them sound better because of the commentary crew. They sound much more alive than Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix on the zone. And I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I was doing this test. I was going back and forth because Top Rank, they had Tim Bradley, Christina Poncher, and that other guy that looks like a complete dweeb. He looks like a complete nerd. I don't know about those names.
El gordito with a mustache.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like
So
a child molester. He looks like a chomo,
he does. He
right?
looks
He looks like a
straight.
chomo, man.
Vato looks like straight out of Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Um, we were going back and forth, and we were just testing the commentary ground, just like, good gosh, man, the zone they need to wake up. That crew needs to wake up, man, because the top ranked people, you
Or
may
be replaced. Or be
or
replaced.
be replaced. Look,
Yeah.
people may hate Tim Bradley because he's biased, but he's fun. His energy, People may hate him. It's like, that dude's biased, man, and maybe he is, but he does bring energy. The zone crew. I was like, I didn't even realize it till my son brought it up, and then we were going back and forth. It's just like, yeah, man. It's like, gosh, those vatos. I don't know, man. I don't know if what they need to do, but gosh darn it, man. It was just sad commentary, But as far as the fight itself, David, look, Xander Zayas, clearly he was on another level. At the end of the fight, David, Xander Zayas sent a message to Oscar de la Hoya telling him, look what I can do in Puerto Rico, right? He's becoming more and more of a bigger star
Mhm.
for the Boricuas, that he could sell out over there, So he's calling out Oscar and, basically Virgil Ortiz, which who knows what happens, David. Virgil Ortiz may not be with Golden Boy at the end of this year. Virgil Ortiz, I don't even think he's going to fight this year, honestly, due to the lawsuit. But what do you want to see next from Xander Zayas? He wants the top dogs, David. You're saying stay away, but what does he do? Where does he go?
Josh Kelly.
Okay. Okay.
And now he'll have 3 legitimate belts. Josh
Okay.
Kelly. Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, look who Fedora's fighting. Thurman, 80-year-old Pelon Thurman. You know, come
I
on.
I do give Thurman a shot. I do give him a
Really?
chance.
Oh,
I
come
do
on,
give it.
man. He couldn't
I,
he couldn't do it with 80-year-old Manny. Dude, this kid Fedora, he's a real deal, man.
All right. Let me see. You want to have this
It
weekend?
is.
All right, Anthony Bravo. Moro is the best. I want to
Yes.
see more Ronaldo
Me too.
come back. He was with the WWE, and then he got into some conflict there. He left. He was doing boxing, which I thought he was the best. He was the best. He's so articulate. He's so passionate. You feel the energy. That guy was so damn good. I want to see him come back.
You know
Yes.
who else? You know
Oh,
who I would
Corey.
my
His name's
wish list would be? You
who's
know my
that?
wish list? Mauro and Paulie Malignaggi.
Paulie Malignaggi. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
you don't like Paulie,
Those
but
two.
commentary, he does good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Commentary, him and Mauro. That would be awesome.
Okay, David. The guy's name's Corey. That chomo looking dude.
Oh yeah, Chomo. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna call
yeah,
him Chomo.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with Xander. As far as the whole Virgil Ortiz fight, I'm telling everybody right now, I don't think Virgil fights this year. He's in the middle of a lawsuit with his promoter. I don't think he's gonna fight this year. It's sad. I hope he does, but I don't think so, man. So I would like to see Xander Go look, if he fights Josh Kelly, so be it. If he goes and steps in the ring after the Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman fight and say, like, let's handle, let's do it. I mean, there was that face off that he had with him a while back. So I like to see it. I like to see it. I
I
definitely like
heard he's going to be at the Super Bowl tomorrow dancing with Bad Bunny.
he might be. He might be. He
No,
might
he
be.
might be. He
They
might
know
be.
each other. Yeah, they're buddies. They know each other.
They look alike, you know?
They're buddies. So yeah, I think I heard him mention something like that or that. I forgot, but yeah, he might be. He might be. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not wearing a dress because Bad Bunny said he's going to be performing in a dress. So yeah,
Is he a maricon? Is he a maricon?
I don't know, David. I don't know. I don't know any dudes that listen to his music. His
I
music
don't
is
know
just
anybody either.
his music is made for women. So I don't know, but Xander, carnal, keep your dignity as a man. If Bad Bunny wants to wear a dress, brother, you wear pants, carnal. Okay, don't go wearing a dress. David, let's get to the meat on the bone, Holmes, because there is a fight that we got to talk about tomorrow. But let's talk about Tio versus Shakur. David, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody says they had it as a shutout. I'm not going to argue with them. Do I give Tio a round? Yes, I do. If somebody says they give him 2 rounds, I'll say like, okay. If somebody gives him 3 rounds, I'm like saying, I know you're not watching the same fight. But David, how did you see this fight?
Like I called it, bro. I
Okay.
called it, but I was mistaken. I should have called it because I mean, I got my notes right here. I got my notes right here. Where when we were talking, you and the scientist, you guys called it for Teal, and I have my notes basically say it's possibly going to be a shout out. And I was thinking, and I'm not, I mean, I got it written down right here. I was thinking it was going to be another Duran no mas.
Mm,
Another Duran no mas. And the reason why, because right here, I got when he fought Sander Martin, he looked terrible. When he fought Jermaine Ortiz, as a matter of fact, after Sander Martin, Teofimo said no mas. He actually said it. He goes, "Hey man, am I really made for this?" And I think that after this fight, dude, he looked terrible. His corner wasn't there. If you want to, we could talk about that.
yeah.
He looked terrible. He didn't get exposed because he could be very good. I always said he was that prodigy, but dude, he did not show up for this fight. And I'm surprised he didn't say no mas because he got spanked. He got humiliated. I got humiliated because I mean I like Teofimo and dude, it was embarrassing.
I okay. Shakur. Shakur, man, he controlled the distance in that
He
fight.
did. And
Like impeccable. He controlled the distance. If he wanted Tio to come in, he'd allow it. But that's when he had a game plan for it. If he wanted to keep Tio in the distance, he controlled it, David. He controlled the distance big time, man. That jab was out there, and there was
yes.
no answer that Tio had. And I was watching the ring, right, with the 4 guys over there. And Shady McCoy said, "It doesn't matter who you put in that corner. Teal was never going to win that fight." And I'm surprised. I'm surprised nobody came back to set the record straight. It's not about, oh, okay, get into the ring and now put an elite trainer in that corner. That's not how it works. It's the preparation for the fight. It's the training camp. It's the game plan. It's not just, okay, you know what? It doesn't work like that in any sport. You just don't go out to the Super Bowl and say, like, hey, you know what? You need a better coach. So let's say, you know what? At the game, we're going to go ahead and replace the coach. No, you didn't train with that coach. You don't have the game plan with that coach. So it's not at the fight to replace the dad. Nothing's going to change. But if you have a full training camp, and you know what? Honestly, it usually takes about 2 or 3 fights for the new coach, for his system to start working on the fighter. But David, I've said it before. I said it. I'll say it again. Look, shout outs to Brian Norman Jr., who fired his dad. Maybe he didn't fire him. Maybe it was amicable. I don't know. But he moved on from his dad, saying to himself, I need an elite trainer to bring all the best skills out of me. Teal is not doing that, David. This kid is so damn skillful and athletic. Could he have beat Shakur with another trainer? I don't know. And we'll probably never know. If he had an elite trainer that would train him for like 3 fights, maybe we get a better game plan. But Teo has got to where he's at based on his athletic skills, not from what his dad is training. I don't know if does his dad train anybody else?
No.
So what are we doing? What's he doing? I think anybody could just go ahead and train Teo because he's so damn athletic. So it's sad, David. It's sad, and I don't think he's gonna move on from his dad. I don't, and I just heard his dad a few days ago. There was he was talking. He basically threw his son under the bus. He basically told his son, like, oh, he didn't stick to the game plan. You know what? Whenever they would have the audio and that corner, Tio Senior, hey, you gotta hit him. Hey, where's the power? Hey, like there's no game plan that he's telling his son, David.
And then when he's telling them, and I agree with you, Pomona Soul, when he's telling them, you're going to hate yourself tomorrow. Really? In a championship fight, if you don't hit him, you're going to hate yourself tomorrow. I mean, who says that? But yet the grandfather over here with Shakur's telling him, hey, you know what? Back up, keep with the jab. And you know what? He's getting tired. Go with the right hook. I mean, he was giving him, you're right. No plan B. But you know which one? Put Demetrios back on. Dude, Demetrio, without a doubt, Demetrio, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Sander and Jermaine, I just mentioned them. They humiliated him. And you know what? And this Shakur, it's 3 times better than both of those guys. Sander and Jermaine, man, he did man.
Yeah. You're gonna hate yourself tomorrow. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's like the dad just becomes a cheerleader.
Yeah.
He just becomes come on, man. You're in this fight. You gotta hit him. Come on. You're gonna hit yourself tomorrow. Come on. Like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah.
He needs a training camp with an elite trainer that will bring the best skills out of him. I don't think he's got it in him, David, to tell his dad, good job. Now it's time for you to watch from the sidelines. And by the way, I don't even know if he got a full corner. I only saw his dad getting in there. I didn't see anybody else getting in there helping the dad out. So,
I mean, that cut, if he would have had a professional corner man on that cut, dude, he never stopped it from bleeding.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad cut. I mean, whoever was his corner, his medic, dude, they did a terrible job. Terrible job.
And that's what I'm saying. I didn't see anybody else. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't see another person there. I just saw his dad.
There was the guy that was working on him, dude. Once again, they're cutting corners. They don't want to pay. I mean, you have a professional in there. There's many professionals that could have stopped that cut. It wasn't that bad of a cut, but dude, he came out every time bleeding. They never stopped the cut because they don't want to pay.
David, let's talk about both fighters and their future now before we get to tomorrow's fight. What do you want to see from Shakur, and what do you want to see from Teal?
The WBC took his belt.
Yes.
So he can't, even if he wants to go back, he has to fight for the belt. They already took his belt.
At 135. At 135.
135, yes. And real quick, they're going to give Camarón an opportunity to fight for that belt. You know who I want to see Camarón fight? And I'll go back to your question. I want to see him fight Edwin de los Santos.
That'd be good.
But you know what? They got to give Edwin de los Santos, dude, he would have beat Shakur, but Shakur ran all night long when he fought him. Give that guy a chance. Give him a chance. And you know what? Against him and Camarón, dude, that's going to be the real champion. The real champion. I really don't know I think the only one right now that could beat him, I believe, the only one at 140 that could beat him, if he's going to stay at 140, is Antoine Russell. I
Okay.
think Antoine Russell is the only one. Everybody else, he's going to spank him. And he's not going to fight Conor Ben because Conor Ben cannot go down lower than 147. He'll try to fight Conor Ben at 144, but he's not going to go to 147 to fight Conor Ben. I can't see Conor Ben going anything lower than 147. So that was all show. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if he does fight Conor Ben, dude, Conor Ben will spank him.
I did a little video. I don't know why Conor Ben decided to bleach his hair, man. But um, Shakur already said if he goes up to 147 to fight Conor Ben, I want a rehydration clause, just the way you put a rehydration on Chris Eubank. I
Well,
don't think.
I thought he meant when he said rehydration clause, I thought he meant he wanted him to come down.
Well, maybe you may be right. You may be right. Either way, I don't think Conor Ben
No,
is gonna go for that. I don't
he
think he's
can't.
gonna go
I
for
don't
that.
think he can, Ed. I don't think his body will allow him to do that.
Yeah, and not to mention, Conor Ben has not made 147 pounds in quite some time.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
just
That's true.
for him to even go even lower with the rehydration clause is just not going to happen. Yeah, that was all for show. Plus, Conor Ben got into it with Rolly Romero, which I hope that fight happens, man.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to watch. That'd be so damn fun to watch. But as far as Shakur, Antoine Russell has a fight coming up. So I believe he will win that fight. And
Who's he
yeah,
fighting, Ed? Do you know who he's fighting?
he's fighting some not
Is he
I
good?
think it's
Is he good, the guy he's fighting?
don't know. I don't know. It's like an Eastern European guy, or it's some guy with a weird last name. Some UK dude or something like that. So I'm not really sure who it is he's fighting. But if Shakur if he wants to go back down to 135, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Styles make fights, right? Styles make fights. In my opinion, in order for somebody to give Shakur a good challenge, they're going to have to be tall with long arms. Shakur is always the taller guy, and he always has the longer arms. It's going to be tough to break through that defense. I'm not saying it's impossible for a shorter guy with shorter arms to break through that defense, but if you get a taller guy with some long arms, just equally as his, they would have a better shot. Outside of that, I think Shakur just kind of outboxes everybody at 135 because there's nobody his height. There's nobody with the reach. I think he just outboxes everybody. So 140, or even if he goes to 147. But we'll see what's up with that. As far as Teo goes, David, as far as Teo goes, what do you want to see from Teo Fimo?
I don't want to see him go to 147. He's too short.
Mm.
Um, I don't want to see him go to 147. I like for him to stay at 140. He could still beat a lot of the guys at 140 other than Shakur. And you know what? I don't even think he'll beat Antoine Russell. I
Okay.
don't think he'll beat Antoine Russell.
Definitely don't want him to go 147. He is
No.
kind of a small guy. Um, what look, I don't mind guys having comeback fights after a loss. So if he just wants to get in there against I don't want to say a complete nobody, but if he just wants some sort of, tomato can, I'm cool with that. Go ahead and do that as long as you don't sit on your hands too long after that and come back and fight a real challenge. But I kind of do like comeback fights as long as they don't wait too long. If he's gonna wait till the end of the year to have some sort of comeback fight, then yeah, I got an issue with it. Don't just go picking anybody. But if you're gonna be back by I don't know, June or something, and you're gonna say like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight just this nobody that nobody knows just to get my victory back in, and then I'll be back at the end of the year to fight an actual somebody. Then I'm cool with that, and I think that's the route he should take. So, yeah, I still like Teo. I still want to see him fight. So, I definitely want him to change trainers, that's for sure. But
Who would you like to see him train with?
I would like him to come to the West Coast. I would like him to come out here to California. Um, maybe a Joel Diaz,
I like
uh,
that.
Manny Robles. I not a Robert Garcia. That he's too jam packed, man. Yeah, I remember there was talks about him entering the Canelo camp, and there was actually footage of it. It just didn't. Whatever happened. I'm not even really sure what happened, but
What about Bomac?
yeah, yeah, Bomac will be all right. I mean, Bomac's pretty free. His main guy was Terrence Bud Crawford, but he's still training. Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Somebody, it's got to be somebody. David, it's got to be
Yeah.
somebody. It just can't be your dad who's telling you you're gonna hate yourself tomorrow. You got to throw punch. What are you doing? Come on, you got this. Where's the power? Hit him. Make sure you hit him. Like that. That is so. It's
And do you think the father was sober? Because everybody's saying that they would catch him drunk as
yes.
a skunk. I mean, do you think he was sober that night? I mean, who gives that type of advice? And I agree with Pomona Soul. I mean, you're going to hate yourself tomorrow. Really?
Yeah.
Championship level, I mean, world championship fight, and you're going to hate yourself tomorrow. Who says that?
You know what? The reports keep coming in that Theo Senior, drinks. I don't know if he's drinking that night, but here's what I will say, David. Here's what I will say. Okay, I like to enjoy myself a couple of beers. Heck, I might have some pistos for a Super Bowl. Okay, if I'm training a fighter while we are in training camp, there is no alcohol for anybody.
No.
Nobody. Nobody. Whoever is on the team, you're not drinking. I don't care if you're not fighting. You're on the team. We need you. We are at work. You want to have some drinks after the fight. After the fight, we can have some drinks. When we get into another training camp, I'm not fighting either. I'm training a guy. I'm not going to drink. Nobody is drinking. We are in training camp. This is business, Hums.
Yeah.
We are following the fighter. We are all giving our best every single day, just like the fighter. How are we going to ask our fighter to give us his best if we're not going to be giving him our best? So if he is drinking during training camps, I'm not down with that. I would never be down with a coach during training camp getting drunk or having some free time like that because he is the one not fighting. No, Chavez, you are there to train your fighter. Be professional. Put it all down. Everything goes away. You're 100%. You're there for the fighter, just like he's there for you. So
Yeah.
that's how I would roll, David. But David, real quick, man, let's get into the fight tomorrow. Despensa, last week we got kicked off because I was playing this too long. But David, Nick Ball versus Brandon Heartbreaker
Draw
Figueroa.
19 of his 20.
Sorry. Versus Brandon Figueroa. 126 pounds, David. I'm telling you, David. Okay, there's a few things I got to say about this, but I want to hear what you have to say first, David. What do you think about this fight?
You know what? I'm really disappointed with Brandon Figueroa.
Okay.
Um, I'm just disappointed with him, bro. I mean, his last two fights, he's looked terrible. I'm just disappointed. I really don't have a dog in this one. I always go for the Chicano, always go for the Latino. But you know what? I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed in him. And I think Manny Robles is his trainer, but and I was expecting him to change, go to Manny's style, but he has not improved. He has not changed. And if he fights like that tomorrow, he's going to get knocked out.
Okay. All right.
Because this
Shout out.
Chaparro hits hard. This Chaparro, he can knock you out.
All right. Shout
Yeah,
outs to
depends on
Mark
how.
from
Yeah,
shout shout outs to Mark from PYP Boxing. He interviewed Brandon Figueroa a while back in his last performance. And Brandon revealed right there that he was sick, that he had the flu. Okay. I don't know if he really did. fighters sometimes just make excuses. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Let me say this, man. Brandon Figueroa, David, is it's an oxymoron with this guy. Brandon is the most action action-packed, boring fighter I have ever seen. It is crazy, David. It's action because he gets in the pocket and he throws punches. It's boring because his punches have nothing behind them, David. They're all arm punches. They have no steam, no power. And it's like it's a lot of action going on, but it's boring with him
Yeah, I
because
agree, and I've never heard it that way. You're absolutely right, 110%.
yeah, so I'm just kind of like, okay, gosh darn it, man. You think if a guy throws a lot of punches, it's a fun fight, but it's not, man. It's not, at least not with him. Now, here's what I will say. Nick Ball, on the other hand, I am a fan of Nick Ball.
Yeah, me
I
too.
do like Nick the Wrecking Ball. That dude is a little Tasmanian devil. And I'm going for Nick Ball to win this fight tomorrow. Look, if Brandon wins, hey, a toda madre, homie. A toda madre. All right. Good for you, carnal. But what you have been showing me, your last few performances, I think Nick Ball takes it to Brandon tomorrow, David. How say you?
I agree with you, Ed, and I'm sorry, Mark, and please don't tell Mr. Figueroa. I'm shaking over here, but I agree with you, bro. I mean, este Chaparro, he hits like a grown man. You know, he hits like a grown man.
I'm telling you, he hits hard. He brings
He
the
does.
action. He brings the pressure. And here's the thing, David. Here's the thing. If Brandon was a defensive fighter, which he's not a defensive fighter whatsoever. But if Brandon used his height, his reach, and had
Yes,
defense, then I would say, okay, Brandon got this. But Brandon just puts his guard up, lowers himself down, and let's just get in the pocket and let's just fight. And he doesn't have any power behind his punches. And for that reason, because Nick Ball, that dude is a little monster. He's a little monster, David. And for that reason, I'm telling everybody right now, let's put this back up. Ah, shoot. Let me see. Right there. And for that reason, David, for that reason, I'm saying Nick, the wrecking ball, is actually going to stop Brandon tomorrow.
and you know what? And Brandon should become a model. Brandon should become a model. You know, quit boxing. You're going to make more money being a model. You know what I mean? Porque, especially after tomorrow, hopefully he's not going to break his jaw, break his nose, and disfigure his face because he can make a lot of money as a model. But I agree. I agree with you.
I,
You know what? The way you described him, that oxymoron, that
mhm.
is so perfect. That is, I've never heard anybody say that. And you know what? He is an action fighter, but he's boring.
It's
True.
it's it's
True.
crazy.
Yeah.
Mark is flipping out over here on
Oh, I
us,
know he
David.
is.
He's
Chingado.
But you know what? You know what? I will never question Brandon's heart. The
No,
guy's got heart.
he
He
does.
has heart. He has grit. He is tough. But the guy does not use what he has. He's tall. He's got long arms. He doesn't use that. He doesn't have good defense. He doesn't have power. He just Nick Ball is gonna rock him tomorrow. He's gonna rock him. He's gonna use him as a punching bag. If I'm wrong, I will come back on here and say, "Hey, I was wrong," and congratulations to Brand Figueroa. And I want to make it clear: I don't think Nick Ball is a great fighter. I don't. I don't think he's that great. He's definitely beatable. But in this case, give me Nick the Wrecking Ball all day, man.
Hey, Ed, let me just make one thing clear. I want Brandon to win. I will always pick our Chicano fighters, but
Mm.
you know what? Not on this one, man. I mean, I want him to win, but I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to get knocked out. And you know what? Maybe getting knocked out's a good thing. It's a good thing because you know what? I think this guy needs to hang up the gloves. He hasn't changed his style. He hasn't changed anything. Training with Manny Robles, he's the same
His
action, boring fighter.
his brother hung up the gloves, Omar.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he hung him up, man. But look, if Brandon has a good showing tomorrow and he looks great, hey, I'll take back what I said and I'll say like, hey, continue, man. Let's go. There's some good fights at 126, Brandon. Let's go get them. But you got to show this tomorrow. So again, making it clear. Do I want Brandon to win? Yeah, I want him to. But it, gosh, man, this guy. I do want Brandon to win. There's some good fights at 126. But everything I've seen from this guy, David, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So,
yeah.
All right, David. Anything else, brother? Oh, you know what? I just saw an article before we wrap it up. Yorioki Gamboa, because Dimitri always brings him up. Yorioki Gamboa, David. He is getting back into the ring for bare knuckle boxing, David.
I saw that.
Gosh, man, I'll tell you, some of these guys really need to take care of their money.
Yeah. Have you seen Paulie Malignaggi lately?
Yeah, I just saw him not too long ago on the boxing
His
scene.
face, he's been going back to bare knuckle boxing. Dude, his face is starting to look deformed. He's been hit so hard with the bare knuckles. That ain't no game, man. I mean, literally, his face starting to look deformed because of the bare knuckles. So that's not a game. That's not a game.
My goodness, man. All right. Well, all that being said, David, anything else before we wrap it up, brother?
No, brother. Can't wait for Super Bowl. Give me your Super Bowl pick.
You know what? I think the Seahawks. There is no weaknesses in the Seahawks. No weaknesses, man. I mean, their number one running back went down, but their number two is still solid. Still solid. I think Darnold Smith. I don't think he's a great quarterback, David, but I think he's a good quarterback in a great team, and that's all you need, brother. I would actually pick Drake May as a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. That being said, I think the team of the Seahawks is better, and Sam Darnold, being a good quarterback, doesn't need to be a great quarterback. He just needs to be a good quarterback, and it adds to the team. I got the Seahawks on this.
And he's from USC.
He's from USC, baby, and he's the first USC. If he wins tomorrow, he'd be the first USC quarterback to do it.
I can't wait. And I'm with you 100%. I couldn't have explained it better. Seahawks.
Yeah. All right.
All right, brother.
All right. Hey, man. As always, hey, shouts to our brother Mikey. He'll be back on here next Friday. So, all right. That is a Gran Chingon, El Mero Mero one, Mr. David Contreras. Cholo Trucklos Tres Chingones Boxing. Enjoy the fight tomorrow. There's some fights on tonight on the Zone. You guys want to check that out live from Guadalajara, Mexico. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll catch you guys next Friday.